You know,
Person's coming, you said?
yeah, she just emailed and said she was coming.
Wait, can you turn it off one more time, just for 1 minute?
Can I? Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
I feel like, so you guys are 3, so we're still not a quorum, so we can't do the minutes.
Okay.
Even with Kirsten, that's 4, and I think the council's 9, right? 1, 2,
So we're not a quorum.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so we'll never be a quorum, so we'll just table the minutes till next meeting, we'll see if we can get a full.
At least 10.
Oh, is that, so,
Yeah,
in person though?
no,
No,
in general,
but-
but
but
we have
if you got-
9 and you
right.
guys are 3.
Right,
So
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
need.
You don't count?
yeah, you don't count?
I'm not a member of the
Here comes
council,
Kristen.
no, I'm staff, I'm not a member.
You're not?
I don't ever vote, you guys may or may not have noticed that.
Huh.
Yes, you just got here too.
Vote glass of wine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm driving a 16-foot truck, so I got a
Oh,
little.
good times.
Whoa.
The truck.
At least it wasn't pouring
You
rain.
bring it up from ADF?
I didn't.
Oh,
Matt brought it from Wolf Trap and I brought it from his house.
Hi, Kirsten.
Hi.
just for fun.
Yeah, she's up
I
there.
already saw the afternoon, selectman's email, but I got my little video of the awesome Palopolis tent morphing along.
I saw, I love
That
that.
is
I
the
was like,
first
I'm
video
so
that
glad.
has ever gone out in the MailChimp, like,
Yes.
isn't that so cool?
I liked it.
Mandy and I had to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
It takes some learning, right?
Yeah, well, we had to upload it to YouTube and put
And
a
then
link
do it as a
in,
link, yeah.
which she had no idea. She
Yeah.
doesn't have a YouTube, so we uploaded it to
Cool.
mine and, very cool.
These things, that's how it works. It works that way this week at least. In
Yeah,
6
right.
months,
It'll be like,
MailChimp
who
will
knows,
probably not
right?
partner with
Who
YouTube and then
knows?
you won't have.
Who
it.
knows?
Yeah, they'll have a new system.
I know, we're trying to get stuff done, but I have a really random thing that just wanted to share with you. So we're moving all the stuff for Green Fair. And this posse of dancers come over and moved all the kids' books out to the kids' tent. Because in exchange for a game that they found that they wanted. And I thought it was Palopolis, because I
It
don't
was
know
the
all
guys
the
that are-
dancers, but it was the ballet people.
The
who
guys
got
that are up at the gun school,
Yeah.
dancer eye.
Yeah.
I haven't been over to see
Lovely.
them yet.
They
Oh,
were
yeah.
so
that's
sweet,
so
they
funny.
moved
I was like,
tons.
my guys are not here. It wasn't.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, they were so nice, they moved all this stuff for us, just
wow.
telling us where they're gonna be this year. and
I know,
next
I was
year.
trying to learn more about them.
There's some
actually.
kind of amphitheater being built
Yeah,
in
in
Warren,
Warren, on his
and they're gonna,
property.
Yeah,
yeah, so anyway, very cool, they're ballet
Yeah.
dancers.
yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah.
So you guys got it? I will.
I just,
I just saw an article on it,
Yeah.
I think, in the.
we reached out through
Litchfield?
social media
Yeah.
and then I haven't had a
Imagine.
chance to get over there.
Yeah. Huh?
Who?
The guy.
The
from
artistic
Dancer Eye,
director,
The guy that leads that group.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
an
know who
article,
that
I
is.
think, in the Litchfield
But
magazine.
there
or
is.
something.
an article,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I'm behind
Yeah.
on that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down, cause I'm curious
apologize,
about it.
Michelle. I was totally blanking when you were talking Green Fair. I was thinking Green Market, like down here at the market, like
At
there
the
was like.
market.
Like,
Oh.
my brain was just, I know there's, of course I know there's the Green Fair this Saturday.
It takes over the green, how could you not
And I
know?
was just thinking that you meant like there was like
That's
a green thing down at the.
Like an eco thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And you were like, oh, you need somebody down there. I was like.
It's very
oh.
eco, it is
Right.
recycling at its finest.
It
is.
is, I know.
It is.
I've seen
I mean,
Robbie-
Michelle, you have like 7 affiliations as a volunteer outside of your job, which is above and beyond anyway. So what is are you like Zarina of the Green Fair? What is your title at the Green Fair?
Yeah.
I am
She's the
actually,
lady with the apron, and if you want something and it's not priced, Michelle's the lady you
She's
have
one
to
of the
talk
little-
to.
and you wanna know
I
where
got
the
to tell
tables
her.
go?
Yeah.
You ask me,
Yeah.
what about
Sunday's a
tents
little bit
go?
better
You ask
deal.
me, what's the food
Yeah.
gonna be?
Yeah.
Where can I find that weird game, like all that?
I got
Anyway.
a shower curtain last
You
week.
did.
Very excited.
All right, sorry, I totally derailed, but I just
Early.
hadn't seen Kirsten. And there's like
I'm
this,
a hard out at 8, guys, so just
yeah,
okay.
so
Okay.
let's just do this, all right?
Okay.
All right, so we tabled the minutes because we're not a quorum. Old business, we have cultural district progress. We're gonna just write very, very little. I worked on it a smidge this afternoon. But once I don't know, we all have some time, we'll
Yeah.
pick it back up again.
I will mention that I was inspired and humbled by a woman I recently met through a totally other context who did it in a month for New Milford. And she says that hers is the best and she's looked at all in the state and she's experienced this stuff. No, it's good. No, she's like humble but competent. Like she's been doing nonprofit stuff for ages. So I'm gonna get hers between now and
Yeah, if we could get a copy of her application, that'd be awesome, because some of the, like the Ridgefield one, which was the very first one, is like, you know. a phone call.
overkill. Wonderful overkill. Yeah.
Yeah, Torrington's was pretty overkill as well.
Yeah.
And kind of random. It's like hard, if you look at the few that have been done, that's kind of hard to know what
But I
exactly.
kind of still kind of like the overkill aspect of it being a local cultural encyclopedia for locals. I do think that that's a nice public service.
I don't mind that. It's just where I keep getting hung up is right at the beginning, we need to pass a resolution with the selectmen. So, and they aren't gonna get it. What? No, we wrote a letter of intent to the Northwest District. We're gonna have to go to a selectmen's meeting and they have to pass a resolution and we have to have a public hearing. So I don't wanna present them a
Yeah.
phone book of information. I need this to be succinct. I need them to know that this is not gonna cost them anything.
Yeah.
This is all up, plus side.
Yeah.
No, you know, we can add to the directory and stuff, but I feel like concise, straightforward. So the townspeople can wrap their head around it. It's really important, and that's where I keep getting hung up, because then I go to the Ridgefield or the Torrington, I have a couple of examples and they're.
The good news is that ours is, we don't have that much stuff in town. So it's pretty manageable. It's under 24 items to report. So anyway, yes.
No, I think
I would love to be done by September, at least with our part of the application. I mean, now whatever has to happen with town hall, whatever, because I'd
Yeah.
love to be able to brag that by the end of this year, 2024, we've just gotten it on its way.
No, I'm on board with that. Truthfully, if I just need to block some time.
Yeah.
I just keep getting pulled in another direction,
Well,
but
you're on a
I
lot
will
of-
make time blocks until it happens, until it's complete. You and I will weekly make time blocks, and anybody else that wants to come can.
well,
come.
or just, I just need to put it on my calendar, like I can,
Give yourself
Work
your
by
focus
myself.
time.
right? And I do that sometimes,
Mhm.
like if I have minutes that are due or something that's due,
Yeah.
I just put it on my
Block out the
calendar
same
and
30
block it
minutes,
out.
Same.
Otherwise, it just doesn't happen.
Otherwise, I do something else.
Yeah, so we'll pick that back up. Let's go on to new business, Manning Events Board on Saturdays. That's kind of fallen off a little bit this year. You guys were so good about it last year.
I did like 3 over this summer so far. So I guess
Okay.
like 2 or 3 weekends. I will say it still remains fun.
Okay.
You go in the shade, everyone's in a great mood. It's super fun. I just have had conflicts on a few weeks Saturdays. Karen Silk is often out with me and we have a grand time, but I just think it's honestly, and I'm truly not trying to sound long put upon or anything. It's just better for our organization and for the town to not see the same damn people all the time, because then they start to run away from us. So it's better to have a mix of people, or I know some of you have cute kids, too, because they can't turn down the cute kids. Anyway, that's all I'm saying.
Is there, and that's down there during the farmer's market?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would just say
Honestly,
in the plaza, not in the market, but near
Right,
there,
in the plaza.
near where people are walking
Yeah.
between
Yep.
the market and the
Yep,
plaza.
okay.
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, like we are between like 5 Janes often has Steep Rock in front of her, and then we typically set up in front of the gold and silver people, because they're closed on the weekend, and we got permission from Washington Market people. So somewhere in that zone, and under a tree, and you get people going to the farmers market or going to Washington Market, and it works out really well. And yeah, it's really pleasant. And honestly, you don't have to like think, oh, if I can't be there at 9, it doesn't work. Like I often go there at 10:30, and I'm there till 11:30, a half hour, 45 minutes, 90 minutes. And then if I'm there and Karen's there, I'm like, oh, hold my place and I'll get you a, a latte, and then I come back, like it's not rigid, it's fun and easy, and it is nice, and I think it helps people understand why you're there and you're not just like this weird person assaulting them with flyers. To have the kiosk, which is always left underneath the what do you want to call it, the portico, the porch of town hall on either the right or left side. And it just says what's going on in Washington. We're not putting the flyers anymore in the pockets, but you can put the blue side facing out what's going on in Washington, and then it, that's a prop that explains why you're there, and then you can hand out whatever the flyers of the day are.
Because there are a few of the guidebooks and a couple of like maps. Are there the summer postcards there?
I don't know. I mean, last time I was there, I just have found that they stick, they whatever, and no criticism. It's just that, so I just always take fresh things out of a bundle that Michelle has left for me, or I leave for others. On the left side, when you're facing the facade of Bryant, when you walked in tonight, there's that glass sliding thing where people often leave things for each other. So Michelle has left things for me. There's less flyers for me, and then I just hand them out, and like I'll hand out 3 at once, like, hey, cultural events this weekend, and I might say, like, dance party for Shakespeareans and whatever, Green Fair, and I don't know, Arthur Miller writing studio, and they're like, sure, and people are generally good nature. And Karen and I talk about the psychological aspects of people who say no, and it's fun.
So I have not received any postcards recently of people's events. Sometimes WA, if they've got an opening, or Judy Black, if they have an opening, will give me a postcard, and that's what we were handing out and putting there.
Yeah. We didn't do one yet. We're maybe gonna do one next year,
Okay.
but we'll see.
For CTX.
Well, what about for you? I mean, and also, guys, it can be regional. Like, for instance, we just learned that Tracy Liz is starring in a musical this summer. So if you have postcards from that, because I know that I'm annoyed that I don't know more about what's going on regionally. So that's great.
You get some postcards from Sharon.
I'm sure I
Yeah.
Yeah.
should get some from there.
Yeah, and not like hundreds, we're talking like 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To just.
Actually leave like 50, because I will give out 30 to 50 on a sunny Saturday.
Okay.
I will
Wow,
give you more.
That's
I don't think
impressive.
this Saturday looks sunny, but I like.
Oh, no, it doesn't. The Green Fair.
We'll have them for a couple weeks. We'll have, whatever. My point is, even for,
I'm just hoping they're flat out wrong, but
Yeah.
no, it's not
It's
looking.
not looking good.
not looking-
just leave them for Michelle, and she'll leave them for me, and whatever is the bundle of the week.
We'll put them in, whatever's coming up.
Shower curtain for you.
There you go. It might, but it might do well
Wear
for
it.
me that when I go in on Sunday to see what's left.
Oh,
That's right.
yeah,
Yeah,
right?
To
Yeah.
really score some deals with.
Don't
Michelle.
wish that on us.
No, I don't.
All right. Are we good? Do we
I
have
like
any?
for there to be less for me to look through, to be honest.
Too many choices is
I
hard.
want to be just picking.
Same.
Any other thoughts on the events board on Saturday? I haven't done one yet this year. I did a few out here, and they were
That's what I
kind of
was thinking when I
fun.
said with the Green Fair,
Yeah.
like this weekend's hard and then next one too, but I mean, I can probably.
Yeah.
I might be
it's
able to do
August
some in August. I'm away.
August 3rd, I think I
July.
could do. No, or August,
That'd
yeah,
be great, because August 3rd is one of my farmer's table, it is the farmer's table dinner, so I definitely won't be available, so that'd be great, Kent.
And I
Okay,
know
can maybe do that.
the Shakespeare play is coming up early August,
That
so
would be the 3rd or
Karen
the
often
10th or
will
something,
do
yeah,
one or two,
yeah.
or recruit some people to do one or two.
I'll
So
be able to do this week.
The Shakespeareans is looking for a stage manager.
Oh, yeah.
they're looking for what?
Stage
Oh,
manager.
still, I saw that
When did that?
flyer go out.
Social media post.
It was in
yeah.
Blackman's email too. Oh, wait, stage manager, they were looking for building crew.
Yeah,
Stage
building crew I had seen, but I had not seen.
Stage
I think the stage
manager,
manager probably
wow.
lost one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying
Yeah, to another
find
job,
somebody to-
yeah, I know, that happened at the last minute, like somebody gets a
Just during our
better
doors.
paid job.
Yikes,
Anybody else though?
yikes.
There's a few parents at school actually that. I don't know if they want to though.
Have that skill?
Kelly Patterson,
Yeah.
coffee cart Kelly, short. Happy cart, coffee cart, short hair coffee cart Kelly, because there's only 5 people on coffee cart and 2 of them are Kelly.
Isn't
so.
it, guys?
Kelly.
She has littler ones, but she's Equity Stage Manager.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
She's the one that's been doing the Upper L plays, set design and lighting.
Oh, wow.
Wow, is it at Chicago?
No,
WMS.
WMS,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. Let's move on real quick to the next one, weekend artisan themed pop-up event. Victoria, why don't you share where we are on that?
Okay, so we've been talking about this for a little bit. I've had a couple different conversations about the lack of foot traffic in the depot on the weekends. And Sotheby's, talked to Sotheby's, thanks to a WBA meeting, and I urge you all to be members if you aren't already. I think that those socials are actually really helpful and useful. And I met Julie King and we created this meeting, and Michelle also already had prior relationships with Julie. And Julie's really enthusiastic about this. Apparently, she's done similar things at offices. I don't know if it was Litchfield, Kent, or both, but bottom line is she liked the idea. She didn't like the idea of doing it every weekend because realtors do so much work on Saturdays, but we're gonna try this out of doing it. I think it's Saturday the 28th of September. So we'll have three. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I know that I think about summer and then I think about Labor Day, and then I don't think about anything past day until Labor Day. So we'll have 3 weeks to promote it between Labor Day to the end of the month. And I think she said she had some people in mind, but my vision for this was to bring things that are not in town to town that would be fun and interesting. Barbara Bouye expressed interest. We have not gotten commitment if she's going to do that Saturday as well. Hopefully she will. And hopefully the galleries will also pile on and maybe like bring in an artisan as well. But I'm thinking jewelry or pocketbook makers or small fashions, smalls, so it's easy to load in and load out. And am I forgetting something, Michelle?
No, so I was just thinking, like, I think what it kind of morphed into was like a gallery tour on this one day, 10 to 4, 10 to 6, whatever times.
Mhm.
And we promote it with all the established galleries and then some artists who get to set up in the depot in these, like, office spaces. As in Sotheby's, we could talk to Ravis, although their office is really small. And Barbara Bouye's got
They
the.
already said no. Ravis already said no.
What?
But Ravis did say no, but one thing that might be fun as I'm talking it out with you is maybe we can get, like, for instance, there's so many people do wonderful art animal portraits. Like there was a store in Hudson, New York when I was living there. Like you brought a photograph and like literally 20 minutes later you would have this. He was very good, very, very quick, but it was an actual painting of your dog and it was recognizable. And so maybe we can get that guy or somebody else to be in her store. Like it could just be a fun arts day in September.
Well, that kind of thing, I bet you Alexa at Depot Dog would do that in a heartbeat.
For
That's what
sure.
I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be right up our alley.
so if you have that contact, that would be kind of
Yeah,
cool.
I can
And
figure
that
that
would be
out.
a really fun way for her to tie into a gallery
Yeah.
tour, like who'd have thought?
Right.
And
Right?
like, I mean,
People
what was
love
also
that.
great, this was a few years ago, but I mean, it was like $100 and the guy created them in like 20 minutes, a half an hour. And they were great. I can show you one from home, and it was perfect. He had like this set little cardboard. So it's, you could actually literally hang it on the wall as is, or you can get it framed. It was great. So yeah, yes, this is why it's good to be in meeting. You think about things in the conversation. So
Exactly.
I will do
Exactly.
that.
So, so as
But
long as
September
that,
28th is the date that.
that's the
is
one
in-
we're
Saturday.
thinking of right
I like
now,
that
it's a
date.
Saturday,
I think
10 to
that's good.
4, something like that. 10 to 3, 10 to 4.
yeah.
Yeah.
Put it in my calendar too.
You're giving me also like, is my other thing on the calendar?
So as long as you guys are good with that, I think we will go with that.
Yeah.
It's not a huge runway, so we need to, we gotta come up with our to-do list. We gotta check in with all the galleries. Make sure, that they let us know what they have and what, what's gonna be on the walls. And think of, to promote it, we need a graphic. And I don't wanna wait until a week before and then have nobody come. So like,
We actually do we have a quorum with 4? And we don't.
we don't
I've
have, you only need a quorum to pass motions, money, like, if you guys are on board, we can keep working and then
Yeah.
bring it to the next meeting.
Yeah.
Like, if that seems good, it's not, it's just kind of like, this is like a working committee at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Until there's a quorum. So I think it's a really cool, great idea, and we can start thinking about how to promote it, what a graphic would look like, and just
Just a
getting.
sidebar, guys. The thing that I find super annoying and upsetting, and I got a whole earful about how it will never change at Washington Supply, and I also understand people love their weekends, but Washington Supply closes at 2 on Saturdays. I thought it was just in the winter. It's now all year round. Stewart's
Yeah.
Floral closes on 2 o'clock on Saturdays. I mean, it's really debilitating for the surviving retail people. And it's not about buying, it's not about capitalism, it's just about, like, if we want to have civic life, I think we should be creative about making it easy or desirable, or we will take over or support their businesses in some way in the afternoon. Like, clearly one reason why they close is they're not getting much people after the farmer's market. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I think it brings people in town, and farmer's market shuts down at 12:31 and people are gone. So, you know, the sole survivors are Jay McLaughlin and Hickory Stick, and I think Pantry and Depot Dog. That's like 4 places. And if we want
Did you say Marty's?
Yeah.
parties, and I guess 5 Janes, so 6 places, whatever, thereabouts, right? And
No,
what,
it's small, it shuts
Washington
down
Market
quick.
Closes that
and
No,
walk,
They
They're at
close 6 on
6.
Saturday, but Sundays it's
Is
2.
two.
Sundays too.
Sundays too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember WAS Saturday and Sunday hours. I think they were like the same.
generally, after 5. But, you know, if you're not a religious person and you're not going to services, I just believe it's like a civic duty to create accessible spaces where people can mingle. I mean, I find that when I go to or I go to Washington Market, I run into people I know. And so it just bugs me as somebody who thinks about urban planning, and I know you guys are all thinking about people congregating as well. This is not the last time we'll have this conversation, but just to plant a seed, creative ways to make it a win-win. I don't want, you know, poor shopkeepers who are exhausted to feel like they're doing a public service or giving more blood at the office, but to make it worth their while, I think is an important civic thing to think about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
And I think that like the restaurant week and weekend week and those types of things where we're cross promoting things that are happening on
Yeah.
a Saturday night are happening, that might start to appeal to these businesses to stay open. So and my hope is as we continue to build out events, not just the Harvest Festival in the fall and but you know,
Right.
other things.
I mean, it's
like, also-
it's Easter famine, because we got 3,000 people for the Harvest
Yeah,
Fest, and then, you know, and then
Oh,
it's.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, just, are we about to segue into the next thing, on the item? I think it's the Jane Eckert thing, no?
And, no, the next item on the agenda was the Harvest Fest, but if you want to talk about the
Just, my
August.
last thing I want to say is that dead zone is actually a good time to do programming, I think. So, you know, whether it's a reading of Gone of Carnage, or if it's an exhibit, or, you know, any other plays that you guys are doing or whatever, like, that also draws people into town, and that makes a difference.
So the afternoon is what you're saying, Victoria? Like
Yeah.
that would be?
Yes. So, like, for
Evening.
example, I'm gonna jump ahead if that's okay, Michelle, is that?
I'll follow.
So I've been trying to connect with Jane for a long time. She's lovely. And I've seen her, but we just never had a moment where we could both actually talk. And I've been trying to see a natural synergy with Washington Arts Council. And it came out that actually on August 10th, Eric Forsman, who was born in Warren, whom you may know as a really extraordinary painter, figurative painter, very accessible artwork. Tons of collections. Like, if you go to Eckert Gallery, you'll see in her office, like, there's a picture of him with his series of shirts on pegs with Bill Clinton and her.
It's really
So,
great.
but and the thing that's what's innovative about him is that he has this incredible facility and craft with figurativeness, but he's got a modern sensibility of doing interesting croppings or unusual subjects, etc. But what's really, really sweet and perfect for us, I think, and given that we are of the town of Washington, is that he was born in Warren, and I think he raised his kids in, I forget if it's Sharon or Sherman. He has his gallery in, his studio in Torrington. He has this gallery now with Jane Eckert in Washington Depot. And his latest series is all about his ancestral land of generations in the Warren, Washington area, and then also around Lake Warmog, which of course is meaningful to everybody in Kent, Warren, and Washington. And that's going to open the 10th. She wanted to do this, anticipating it to get press mentions, etc. And she's willing to make it a fundraiser, and she's willing to do what I've been talking about for a long time of what?
You said this, but you haven't said what yet.
I'm sorry. So this being a discussion between her and him about his background and this series and him as an artist and their relationship, because she's been in and out of Kent, Warren, I think actually the Berkshires, but basically in this region as an art dealer. And I think it's perfect for us, and she's willing to have any sales from that day of doing a lecture from the 2 to 4. The train of thought, Tracy, was the 2 to 4 time zone where not much is happening. And she thought that was great, and she wants to do it on a Sunday because Saturdays are really great for her. Sundays aren't so populated, and people can still go back to the city, or they can go to dinner at the Mayflower or GW's or whatever afterwards. So her proposal to us, which I hope we will allow to go forward, is she wants to do a fundraiser conversation, whatever, 25 to 50 people can be in her studio. It's, you guys probably know the beautiful space. It's the old Bird and the Bee space. And it will be recorded, and it will be also going to the Gun Memorial Library, Museum, Oral History Archives, and this will be our first one. So it's a mutual brag for Arts Council, library, and a fundraiser. She said that any art that sells that day, and her art does range from several $100s to, tens of thousands of dollars, but you never know. She said that she will have at least one room of his landscape set up, and I saw one in her office, and it was so moody and soulful and unusual, very elegant oblong vertical shape. I think that he's very smart about how he approaches figurativeness. It's not obvious, as I already said, cropping, mood, very interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if something sells. And then she also said any book sales of his portfolio. She has a very prettily, beautifully produced monograph of his work, that the whole sale of those books, because I guess she co-produced them with him, would be, and they're $40 or something, would also go to us. So to me, it seems like a win-win for us in the library. The library and museum are enthusiastic about it. I don't see any reason for us not to accept the possibility of some donations to us.
I don't see any.
No, I think it's
Don't see any
wonderful. And
negative.
for me, what I feel like is the key tie-in is that we've been talking about doing this oral history for a long time.
Mhm.
And so it
Yep.
fits with what we've already talked about doing. It doesn't make it seem so random.
Yeah.
And well, obviously it's like one of our galleries that we've been wanting to work with. So I feel like helping with the promotion from like a town arts council side
Yep.
as our first oral history, setting up, this interview with this local painter, gonna be at the gallery, like that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, she has amazing PR people, her postcards,
Yeah.
her emails, they're
She does.
beautiful and stunning.
Yeah.
So I would not even like venture to create
Yeah.
something for that beyond like
yeah.
an announcement for this. Well, I don't know, we should talk to her quick, because this is coming quick. Like,
Okay.
you
She's
wanna,
already just so you know, she's already generated a press release. She's still tweaking
sure.
it. She's got images all ready to go. And as I think I already said, she will be displaying at least one room. She says that he always works up to the last minute, as most artists do. But she said the backdrop will be the two of them, I don't know, director's chairs or whatever. And she and I are figuring out what is available. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Are you guys good with this going forward?
Totally good with it. I'm really excited about it. Sadly, I'll be doing 2 matinees that day, so I will miss it.
Too sure.
So
Well, I want to stress one more thing before Kirsten has to.
I really like her. I think she's lovely.
We don't,
and
we don't have
she's-
to spend any money. She says she's going to take care of the chairs, the refreshments, everything.
oh, she's lovely. That's
So
exciting.
in terms of, the only thing I can anticipate potentially being an expense, but I sense that she is excited to record this, is that if the equipment from the library for some reason can't work in her space, we may have to rent that. But I have a good friendship relationship with Susie Paxton, and I bet she would give us a cut deal for nonprofit, whatever. And
Understand why the stuff that they have for the oral history at the museum wouldn't work, right? I mean, and they just created a whole maker space, like they've got equipment.
Yeah, that.
Like, we
makes
should be
sense,
good.
Pretty
yeah,
great.
or yeah, I'm sure we can figure it out, either borrowing it from the library or from the Congregational Church and paying them a nominal rental fee, or whatever. So if we're cool with going forward, I did say.
August
I
10th.
think the videos from the Congregational Church are good.
You mean like
Oh,
the
from,
rooms?
from the Zoom, those are, there, it's, yeah. Like in the church,
Yeah, I mean, by the way, this is not like for the oral history project.
yeah.
That,
For the oral history project, it's not about it being amazing production. This is not going on television, but it is
Yeah.
cool to get the video of the two people talking and, having it be decently lit, and then we can have decent enough mics so that we can get quality audio and it can be used in whatever way, to be transcribed, etc. So.
yeah, I feel like Amy at the museum would be happy to help with that, and we should,
I've been in touch with her and she just responded to me. I haven't had a chance to open the email, but
yeah, so we'll just touch base with her, maybe even do a trial run a few days before. Just to
Good
make sure
idea.
that there's good lighting and such. But I think it's great, and I think that as the Arts Council kicking off at the the first oral history, we can contribute to her promotions however. She sees fit, right? Like, I know she's got an aesthetic I wouldn't
Yeah.
wanna mess with, but
Social media. Throw it out.
Yeah.
Social media,
yeah.
all that, it's good.
Yeah, and send it out to our friends and the email lists that Mandy has that we don't use very often, but we should do that. So yeah,
Cool.
I think that's great. It's really exciting that.
calendars for Sunday, August 4th. It's probably gonna be 2 to 4.
Cool. There is a chance I'll be out of town, but that is not confirmed yet, so we'll have to see. But yeah,
I just went.
It did,
it did.
and you did not imagine.
No, it
was
sounded
real, like,
like I
it sounded
heard
like something tripped and then came back on.
it did. Hopefully that wasn't the generator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we may be on.
It's possible.
Never know.
And what time is that on Saturday? The 10th?
It's gonna be on a Sunday, August 4th, from 2 to 4.
The show opens on the 10th,
Oh.
but the interview preempting the show is gonna be on the 4th,
Okay.
2 to 4-ish.
I'm going to see Metallica that night.
What's happening, Kirsten?
Going to see Metallica that night, I'm not sure I can make
You have a
it.
connection. You got like a
Where's that?
hook.
In Boston?
Foxborough, Boston.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
my buddies.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
That
Can't
is
make
fun.
it to this one.
I'm just gonna throw out there, 2 hours seems like a really long interview.
Yeah.
To me.
No. I mean, I'm just saying block out the time. I think,
Yeah, somewhere in
I
there.
think it's gonna be 2 or 2:30. It's probably gonna open at 2, start at 2:30, go until 3:15 Q&A, 3:30 hang out, and drink and talk and 4
Yeah,
o'clock.
so
That's all I'm
that's the full event. Perfect.
Okay,
I
cool.
just
Love it.
thought I'd throw that in there.
Love it.
That's
Yeah.
about it.
I mean, nobody wants, yes, but I just mentioned that, yes, we haven't nailed it down, but yes.
No, that sounds great. That sounds great. And so however we can help with that, and let Jane know, like, if there's any of the town. Whatever that would be useful or helpful, let me know.
I think that she's you know, she's got like 7,000 people on her list, so that's great for us.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think she's kind of integrated into all the things, so like we can help her get into the selectmen's email and make sure she's listed on the Northwest Connecticut Arts Council, and it's only like 3 weeks away. So
If you
bringing,
talk,
if every one of us brings 3 people, that will, you know, contribute.
if you talk to her, when you talk to her again,
Mhm.
what I think would be fantastic for the Arts Council is if she had her flyer, whatever she's done. And then just along the bottom, we had the Arts Council logo and just a tiny little, you know, like first oral history project, you know, whatever, just to like, because we've been talking about that for a long time, almost a year.
Yeah.
So I think that would be great. And then she can run that in hers and we can run that whole thing in the selectmen's and send it out to everybody. Yeah, all right.
Yay. Love it,
Um,
love it.
are we good there? Should we move on to next agenda? I didn't, okay.
Is it harvest?
So Harvest Fest, October 13th, we've talked about it last year, but not in time to get anything together. Victoria and I have been brainstorming, so go. Do you wanna go, Victoria?
Well, I mean, it's as much your idea as mine. Go ahead, Michelle.
Okay, so we had talked about. First of all, entering the Scarecrow contest, like, as the Arts Council. And at the block party down on our end, there was a floral designer set up with Zoe.
Yeah.
Who had the beautiful, like, natural,
Love
stunning. So Victoria reached out to her to say, hey, would you be interested in creating a scarecrow for us?
Oh,
You know, creative, beautiful, whatever. And so, she's thinking about it. She's gonna kind of come back with a proposal, right?
Yeah, I
That
asked
sounds-
her to come up with the price by our next meeting on August 8th, and then we can go ahead, I hope, with her. So
Does
cool.
that
I
seem
love
cool?
that.
So
she's also an expert at like weaving grapevines. So I don't know if you guys saw her, but she had this really cool, highly articulated deer with like, I don't know, foxglove in its mouth or whatever, and it was so cool looking.
It
And
was.
And she is going to be also, the full disclosure, she was very responsible about this. She's going to probably be working with Zoe to do a food themed scarecrow of some kind. But apparently, she and Zoe have not talked about doing woven grapevine stuff. And look, I would, there's a little smidgen of competition in me that would love to win. I think that everybody recognizes that the ambulance saves your lives and they're always going to vote for them. And to their credit, they always do something clever and funny. But I would just think we will quote unquote win if we do something really beautiful and remarkable. So, to Michelle's credit, she took a lot of pictures of all the scarecrows last year so we could give her a sense of what her competition is. And we forwarded that to her just to get her thinking so she could come back to us with a cost. And there was one that was magnificent. I don't know who did it. Do you recall who did that one? It was like a very amazing owl that was very beautiful versus
that was
jokey
not
or
last
clever.
year. It was a
2
couple
years
years
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
It was 2021. And it was Liz from Five
Five
James
James,
who
yeah.
hired an artist to do
To
it.
do it, and it was
It's
beautiful.
stunning. It was made of corn husks,
Yeah.
these wings with this pumpkin head,
Cool.
but that had been carved to look like an owl.
Yeah,
And then
it
its
was so,
claw, its feet were like gourds or something. It
wow.
was, I have. a
it
picture.
was harvesty, it
It was-
was well done.
Yes.
It was,
So that is
so
what
good.
kind of what I had in
So-
my mind.
So are we thinking that we would ask her to weave in some Washington Arts Council things that make it specific to Washington Arts Council, or does it just have to be a really
Well,
cool
so there-
scarecrow?
I think it's okay to be just really cool, stunning,
Yeah.
beautiful, whatever theme she wants, because each one has a sign saying who
Yeah.
sponsored it, whose
Gotcha.
it is. So
Gotcha.
we would have a sign there saying sponsored by the
Yeah.
Washington Arts
Okay.
Council, and we could put her name, right? She's got a business, like, we're trying to support local artists. That's
Yeah.
kind of our mission.
Yeah,
And that's what we've been doing is we hire these local people to
Right.
come and participate in these events. So
terrific.
I think that's fine. It doesn't have to be holding a
I
piece.
see this booth because I can share pictures by email or now. It is 8 o'clock and I really should get out, wrap up soon. So how about this? I can just send by email these pictures of hers.
Sure. I mean,
Trust me, very extraordinary.
I can make
I'm
you
excited about that, but there's two things, Victoria, before you go on, that I wanted to share, we wanted to share with you but if you have to go, we could always
Oh,
email
go,
it.
go, please share, go, go,
But
go.
as part of the sharing of events things, if
Yeah.
that's, because I just wanna, do you wanna talk the Judy Black thing?
Well, yeah, I was just looking at some of this, so, and we might have to go back to some dates here, because I think we have the 12th and 13th. And we talked about the 13th is Harvest Fest.
Harvest Fest, yeah.
So, but we did talk about only doing one reading, so, we talked with Judy Black with Laura, and, she'd like to
And
partner with.
Cotillo,
And Cotillo, yeah, she'd like to partner with us with Connecticut Theater Exchange to do. Similar to what you saw with God of Carnage, to do a reading in October, one in February, and then one in April.
Awesome,
So,
like a
yeah.
series,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
so great.
Series.
So, yeah, so
Local actors,
these will
local
be
theater
British plays,
artists.
but really kind of engaging 90 minutes tops and contemporary, most likely.
I'm
So,
obsessed and I'm so thrilled.
yeah,
I think
so.
that's
But so we're
fantastic.
looking at the dates that we have, yeah, I can share those and I'll double check now with Cotil and look at if maybe the following week, the 19th might work. I can't
Or
remember
maybe
why,
the Sunday.
but maybe we'll just do the
So
a Saturday.
Teal is new, so
Yeah.
you guys need to train her. Judy Black has their calendar, but you need to go to Explore, because
Right.
Harvest Fest is already on there.
Right,
Yeah, so
right.
yeah, Laura's been wanting to sort of loop her in on it, so. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just
Well, yeah,
saying,
we
like,
would-
like
we're
that, we
thinking
gotta create
It
that
might be
habit.
just it might be a Saturday, and then the God of Carnage has such a nice turnout that we thought maybe doing two.
That's sold
Yeah,
out.
right, yeah, like doing
Yeah,
a Saturday and a
that's out.
Sunday. So maybe the Saturday, what you're talking about, Victoria, where it kind of gets a little quiet down here. We talked about originally doing it at 6 o'clock, but like, would it be better to maybe do it at 5?
Or
Yeah.
four.
I
Or
think
four.
like 3 to 5 is a good, you know,
Yeah,
2 to
right.
4 or 3 to 5 are good dead
I-
zone.
Actually feel like that's maybe even better, because people often have dinner
Yeah,
plans.
you
or
Right.
can
whatever.
get it
You
right
don't
into
get
dinner.
Go
When
right
I
it's
in
think
it.
2 to
finished,
4 is in the winter months or the, you know, the mud months that you're talking about. I think 2 to 4 is a sweet time.
Okay.
And
so-
it's really to be something that's happening when there's not a bunch of other stuff going on.
Yeah.
It's like the
Yeah,
whole
and that's
idea is
what,
that
so
there
when we
is-
talked with Laura
that's
and Cotillo,
Saturday
that's what they
stuff.
really talked about. It's
Yeah.
like, let's find some times where there's not a lot happening, and so
It's
that
fine
first
with the-
week in February and then
Yeah.
mid-April. It just falls, so we've got some dates on that.
So the
So-
Harvest Fest date, like if that ends up being the right weekend with the holiday weekend, which it might be, so the Harvest Fest is usually really long, but like 10 to 4.
Right,
So that might be one of the times that you wanna go 4 to 6, you know, a little later.
right.
Or we do, that's a Saturday,
It's a
right?
Sunday.
It's a Sunday,
Sunday.
Sunday, so we might wanna do.
but
I-
Monday is
I
a
think-
holiday.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that, not on the Harvest Day. Harvest
It
Fest-
might not be a good day. I mean,
I think
3,000
get
people, absolutely no parking. It's a zoo.
And they're
And
tired.
everybody who's been there
Yeah.
is exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've
Yeah.
worked the whole thing every year and
Yeah.
I'm like, leave,
Yeah.
I'm like, I
yeah.
can't
I'll double check
stand.
it, maybe it's the
Can I see my
19th.
screen?
What? Oh,
Okay.
no, I cannot see your screen. I did make you co-host.
I know, and I selected share screen. No,
Now you have to then find the document.
I did. I found the photos.
Huh,
No, we're not seeing
Yeah.
it.
Ah,
Is it highlighted in green?
so frustrating.
It's not in a green box. We won't see
I've
it.
done it so many times when I'm the host, but I've never done it as being made later the co-host.
Yeah.
It
Anyway,
doesn't, it,
I'll send it by email to everybody.
okay. So
But we can always-
yes.
so- oh, Yeah,
Good to know. The other thing that I wanted to share
Yeah.
is more of, getting advice on, you know, the artsy elders of our town. So as part of Connecticut Theater
My
Exchange.
first elders. power.
Elders.
Yeah,
Yes.
elders, I'm like,
Elders,
"Please."
the elders.
Everywhere
Yeah,
I go, I'm
yeah.
still the young people.
So, there's a solo show that I worked on all last year, and then we did a showing of it as part of Connecticut Theater Exchange, which is Kimi A. Foreman, who is a Roxbury-based actor, acting in it. Jane Chung, who splits her time between this area and New York City, and plays with the Sherman Chamber Orchestra, chamber players, whatever they're called. was at the played in the Judy Black, the more recent one.
She
Uh,
played at the. event.
At your
Yeah,
event as well. She's a violinist and composer, so it's a solo play, and we've been racking our head what to do with it. Other than it, we were playing, it's gonna be at the American Legion Hall in the Depot in September as part of Kimie's grant from Artists Respond to the state of Connecticut, which is to take the play and perform it in non-traditional theater spaces, and it continues to have a talk back with probably someone in the mental health sector or the Veterans Affairs sector, because the topic and the
Content.
theme, the content
Mhm.
is, it's a female Air Force pilot who transitions into drone warfare, and it's called Grounded, and is also being made into an opera, which will premiere at the Met this fall. I know. So, we've been thinking about what to do with it, where to take it afterwards, or did she want to put a rest? And I think she's feeling now that she's got such a good response from it, that we want to move forward. So kind of cooked up an idea of, piggybacking off what Long Wharf did with the Year of Magical Thinking, which was played last fall. I don't know if anyone's familiar with what Long Wharf has done. They have gotten rid of their permanent space, and now they rent different locations in the New Haven area. And what they did with A Year of Magical Thinking, which is a solo play, is they performed it in homes.
Really nice homes.
Like
A few different
really,
ones.
and it's a solo show, and it sold out, and they were selling tickets. They did like a 2 or 3 weeks run of it in individual homes, and it was a fundraiser. They used it as a
Yeah.
fundraiser, and we're sort of
Oh, we
interested.
could so do that. We could so do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what we're thinking of, and we just need to, like, do you think that this is a community that might be, oh, yeah, like,
Yeah.
there's someone who would have a home that has a spacious living room and would love to have people
So
show
many
up.
Party barns, Tracy Liz, with, capacity for 50 to 200 people. No problem.
Okay, so this is really,
I mean, that's glib. There are people that have that capacity, and I think they would be interested, but I don't think it would be that hard to do. And
Okay.
I also know that there are, for a variety of reasons, I do often look at the real estate listings. There are like $9 million homes for sale. So it could be a thing with Sotheby's or Ravis, and you do
Or
a
it's empty.
ooh, you're good, you're
Yeah.
good.
So,
It's
like-
like,
I'm-
Karen
I'm
Silk has got to know, like, that's what she's not here today.
Let me,
So,
just so that I understand
Yep,
that,
yep.
it runs for a week?
No, we have, Long Wharf did. So
They ran it for a month.
we have our own, we haven't set any calendar.
Okay, I was just trying to think like,
So it's a
So you-
one-off in each location. It's a
so you
one-off.
do it once in each house.
Once
Well,
in each
because I
location.
also feel like we're a small community, so at some point, anybody who wants to see the show will have seen it already. Like, depending on capacity,
Yeah.
right?
mean,
Like, I wouldn't do it 10 times.
Well, I don't think it would only be in Washington. Like, we do know some folks in Kent, like Karina
Okay.
Chase.
Curry night, a Warren night, da, 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 da.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I
that
guess
kind of
wherever
thing.
you can find.
Yeah, and I don't think we would ever
Northwest.
fill
maybe
it with
Step-
everybody in Washington.
Maybe
Because people would
Stepford.
be
Okay,
interested.
okay, Tracy Liz and Ken, are you gonna blow my mind one more time, or or anything else I need to know before you go? I love it.
Yeah, thank you for
Love
that.
Just text
Want to
you.
put that out in the world.
Amazing.
We will
Yeah.
text you.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
Awesome.
maybe we.
Bye,
could talk to
Victoria.
Stepford too. Like, do they want to
Yes.
partner with Northwest, right? So that we hit maybe all these little
All the
spots.
town. Well,
Torrington.
Like
Because in my
Torrington.
mind,
And then,
Yeah.
yeah,
so
Maybe
when
Lana.
people go to these events, sometimes they go because they wanna see the house.
Yeah.
right,
And sometimes they
Exactly
go
what I was gonna say.
Because they wanna see the play,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So
yeah.
that's that's the
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
right? That's why changing venues for these
It's-
fundraisers is key,
Really is.
because some of us
Are
went to the
curious.
ball because
Went
we
to
wanted to see Loud
that
Break.
place.
Yeah, so anyway, I mean,
Yeah. No,
not
so
over
yeah,
here, but,
no.
right, no,
Yeah,
so picking those houses that people really wanna see, so there are supporters of the arts who think that having a play in their house would be a really cool thing,
Cool.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. And
So-
it runs 75 minutes. It doesn't require anything other than just can we clear enough space for her to do what she needs to do, and then a space for Jane to play?
You know what is the thing that I first thought of when you start talking about in people's homes is, when a good friend of mine, my kids grew up with, used to live in the Rocks. And they did a play as part of like a summer. They produced it themselves over 2 weeks. They would go every day and rehearse. They did the scenery, they did everything.
Yeah,
And they cleared out the dining room,
yeah.
set up
Sure,
like
yeah,
a curtain.
spacious enough.
And,
Yeah.
you know, I forget how many people, but it was like, and people used to do that a
Yeah.
long time ago.
More like a salon,
Uh-huh, yeah,
which was a thing.
it was a thing,
But,
it was a
yeah.
thing. So I think there are some spaces
I
Yeah.
think,
and some people
yeah,
that would be interested. Finding it is just gonna be the,
I think, well, like,
you put a call out.
right, put a call out to. Like, I know Karina Chase, she's always like, we'll do a fundraiser at our place, but it's in Kent, like, we would just, that's what we would do.
You would do
Yeah,
one of them.
yeah.
They have a
Yeah.
big spacious place, what other. Folks would be, and that's why Karen might be helpful in sort of terms,
Yeah.
like, she knows what spaces look like and
Yeah.
might be interested, but, Paola Styron would probably jump on it, she's in Roxbury, right?
Yeah.
She would, I know those types of folks who are interested in that kind of stuff. And it doesn't require anything,
Right.
just, and I was looking at, and this is, I'm also meeting with Jessica Durdock Marino, who is. She is on the production staff of Long Wharf, and then is your new artistic director at Sherman Players. She lives here in New Preston. I'm meeting with her on Tuesday, so I'm going to pick her brain about how they did that.
Yeah.
For Long Wharf, but it would be a really cool thing, I
Yeah.
think, even if we did, even if there were like relocations in Washington, I don't think we would
You still
ever,
wouldn't
we would
get all
not
the
touch
people
anybody,
that,
we would
yeah.
not touch everybody, like, these are small rooms.
Small.
These
Well,
are
that would
like
be- how is
max
it?
of 30.
Is the person who's doing it donating their time, or are you selling the seats for crazy amounts of money? Like, how's
We
it
haven't-
fundraising?
We haven't figured that out
Yeah.
yet.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
thinking,
Just
how's that
then
work?
use-
Yeah, so, yeah, there, union members can donate a performance. It doesn't mean that they're not accepting what would be known as an honorarium. It's just they wouldn't be under the auspices of the union.
Yeah.
And we could partner with local or regional nonprofits such as Project Sage, which we just had in
Right.
for opening of, for the first rehearsal of the prom, and they're in Lakeville as a really, really great nonprofit that would have thematic connections to the play, which is mental health and
Oh,
and
cool.
whatnot. So as an example, and Jenny Woodhall, I'm gonna definitely
Yeah.
pick her brain as to what organizations are around. And there's
Oh,
veterans
so
organizations.
Well, you could also
Greenwoods
Greenwoods, you
would
could
probably
partner too.
love to, and they are,
Yeah.
They're like a mental
Counseling.
health counseling
Yeah.
conglomerate sort of, so like they provide services.
they
for a
did
number
the
of things.
cabaret fundraiser here
Yeah.
at Town Hall a month or two ago.
Yeah.
They,
What?
It's all the couches.
yeah, that
It
was
was
I
on
didn't
the
even
night
know that.
of the.
How did I miss that?
I don't know, cause it's on the postcard and it's
was
on
in all the
everything.
places.
Oh, was it just during Connecticut Theater Exchange?
No,
no,
it was before that,
May or
but there was a
June.
school event. That made,
That would have been,
I remember.
totally, I remember,
I didn't come.
I remember talking about it here in the
The
meeting,
band was
in
really
the
great,
meeting,
yeah.
and then, like, in this meeting, and then.
But
I
the
must
thing
have
is,
missed
the Greenwoods board,
Yeah, are really good, and a lot
they're
of them are.
amazing and they
The,
have. They,
What is her name?
fundraising is what they do, like that would be a really great.
Yeah,
Partnership, because
Yeah.
they could find you a house for, like, you
Yeah.
know, boards.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, not that we would base it up, but
And,
we did see like
Uh,
Longworks, they were selling tickets for $150. It was a fundraiser. They had proceeds going towards paying for something, in the organization, pay it forward. They called it something that was then gonna pay for tickets for community members when they presented this at a particular location, right? So like, that's one way they did it, but we would rather partner with other nonprofits that
Yeah.
connect into the thematic.
I think
I
Greenwich
just
should
sent
be
the
that.
information
Really?
up along.
Greenwoods would be great, and then what's
Yeah.
the other one up in the northwest corner, Lighthouse?
Any veteran, Lighthouse,
called
any
Lighthouse?
veterans organizations, veterans mental health organizations.
I think those
women-
are the two biggies
Yeah.
around here.
Yeah,
So,
so that would
And
be,
Greenwoods, on their board is a woman named Pam Bowman.
Bowman, I
think,
know
and
her.
she's on I think of everything that's towards Momix's studio as being on Bell Hill. It's not on Bell Hill.
It's not, it's.
It's around the
Horsehaven,
corner, Horse
it's
Heaven or something. There's
something
like
or-
a separate pool house that we used a few times for things that I feel like would be
Cool.
a good spot. But I
Yeah.
think they have 2 or 3 board members
Yeah.
that are based here that might be good.
Yeah, I mean,
They would love that,
there's-
Diane.
I mean, it could even be done for 10 people, really. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be done for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. It doesn't have to be big
Yeah.
space, just to be big enough just to comfortably. put people
Yeah. Cool, that's
Yeah.
a neat idea.
Yeah.
That's really fun.
You saw some of it,
Alternate
didn't you?
performance
I was 5 minutes late.
venues.
5 minutes
We're
later.
just sort of
Yeah.
like, well, where do we want to do
Yeah.
it?
Just
How do we
enough that
wanna
I stayed in the
make
seat.
this
Yeah.
not
No,
seem like a really exciting thing to
So-
choose?
Yes,
It's
no, I
Yeah.
think that's very cool.
Kind of
I'm not gonna do
exclusive.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they even set up where like,
Yeah.
they would say, this is going to be in, as an example, this will be in the east side of New Haven. And then people would, then they had like different locations and then the day of, they would tell them where. it
Ooh,
was.
extra.
Oh.
fun.
Right?
Miss out on the.
Marketing the house. There's a
Yeah.
big appeal
The
to
house, yeah,
telling
I'm
people where
sure.
everything is that you
Yeah.
can't get
Yeah.
to otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The school's like winter family, like parent event used
Yeah.
to be at a different house every year and half the people were like, I only come so I can see this person." I love this school.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, so-
Right, but,
yeah,
right.
no,
I don't need
that's,
to see
that's
parents more
definitely a
often.
thing.
It's a
So,
thing.
All right.
yeah, it's a thing. Cool. I
Thank you.
think that's
Thank
a
you for
great
the input
idea.
as I'm moving
Yeah,
forward.
they
with this
did
idea.
it 11 times in houses.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in shared spaces, gathering spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
they did a little library.
Library performances too.
Which we're not opposed to, because we rehearsed in the
the
Gun
Memorial.
Memorial Library and they're now their new makerspace. We rehearsed there all year. long.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hilarious,
But
too.
upstairs is prettier
Allergen-free
space. Like, it's
performances.
just,
Yeah.
No
I
pets.
love it.
Allergen, no pets free.
Homes without pets.
Pets.
No,
Yes.
this home had no pets and no smoking in it, so you
Yeah.
should come to this.
Gathering spaces, yeah, were, much more
Libraries.
affordable, paid for price, regular price.
Right, the homes cost more
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah. 'cause
Yeah.
that makes
it
sense.
too, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Very
Yeah.
neat, yeah,
I like the idea.
Cool,
It's fun.
thank you.
it's a good idea.
Sure, so. To finish off the Harvest Fest, because we
Yeah.
kind of jumped off that, the other. Thing that we had talked about is because, and it was Victoria who reminded me of this when we were presenting the budget, that the goal was to really provide interactive, like activity, bringing arts to the community. So she wanted to explore the drum circle again, because we
Didn't do it,
didn't happen for the block party.
No.
So I'm gonna reach out to Jen at Parks and Rec and see if we could maybe have like a little bit of time between the bands when they are breaking down and
Yeah.
setting back up. And reach out to, again, talk to either Abdo, who wanted to organize one, Chris, who said he thought he could organize one, or just go to John Marshall.
Just cut to the chase.
Go right to the.
But the thing about John Marshall is he is so good at
Yes.
leading beginners. I've watched him do
Yeah.
it. He brings a circle of drums, you just
brilliant.
come
Yeah,
and you
He's
just
legendary.
follow him.
He's a
He's
legendary.
legendary.
This is what all the students say that we met.
That's what all the WMS kids, like
Yeah.
later on.
They're like, just
He's
they're
a
out the
legend.
gun, they're like, oh, John Marshall's a legend,
He's a legend.
so legend.
Well,
Like-
around here,
Like-
he is,
a
but
legend.
it would be really cool for the
So-
Arts Council to be able
Oh
to
my
bring that
gosh.
to more people.
Oh,
I
and there
think.
will be automatic
Buy it.
kids stepping in
Yeah.
because they love him.
They love him.
They
No, he is
love
great,
him.
and I would love to help bring that experience
Yeah.
to a different audience.
I would love that.
Yeah.
too.
Okay,
I find
so-
it very inspiring.
I'm gonna do some outreach just to make sure it's good with Parks and Rec and, just explore that and we'll come back to the council. I don't know. We also talked about like, do we like co-sponsor it with ASAP? Since
Right.
he always works with them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Cause they like to participate in the harvest.
I was trying to
Right.
remember, but they do like a table, right? They do a
Yeah, and
table
they
where
usually have
kids sit.
like a
do
harvest
stuff.
craft,
Yeah.
Steep Rock brings down the pumpkins that the kids
Yeah.
carve and.
That's
So-
the only pumpkin carving my family does.
It's
Steep Rocks.
See, brother.
At the Harvest Fest, yeah,
I'm like,
so,
great, they've got the thing where.
I
we
mean,
dump
we've
the
got these
innards.
great traditions and it would just, yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
fun to play into that with
Yeah.
some more or anything else people think of.
Yeah,
I like the aspect of the performance There's a lot of crafting and
Yeah.
doing already at the Harvest Festival,
Yeah,
because that just
agreed.
fills.
The library does
Just
one
makes
too,
sense, right?
yeah.
So I do like the idea of sponsoring a performance aspect.
Mhm. Okay, cool.
We're competing with all the other crafts.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah.
and I don't wanna set up a craft, so.
No, I'm not a crafty.
I mean, I can, but like, I just, no. So I would rather support somebody else.
Especially someone badass like John. Wish.
Yeah.
Is he still recording?
Still recording, it's okay.
He's a legend.
He's a
The
legend.
The legend.
Good, I think that was really all we have. God, that's a lot. You guys are
They're busy.
active, like, Brian, like, been
Y'all are.
established for a year and you're
Yeah, went well, really, really
running,
well.
not,
Really,
not
really well.
crawling or walking, you're just running.
We're working on our first grant that will be due in August.
Second
Second
grant.
grant.
Yeah, we didn't get.
First one, we didn't get the first, but you know, it's the, you gotta
Well,
start.
then you can
Yeah.
ignore that one. That was just a dress rehearsal.
Yeah,
This is the
right?
first one.
Yeah,
Well, and like you said, like, they need to see you established and
Yeah.
do stuff,
so it's, yeah, so I gotta, once I feel like the show's up, then I'll have
Yeah.
more time to work on that.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Awesome, make sure you share your performance information, I know you will, but just make
Yeah.
sure.
No, one of our things is not on there. That was why I kept picking up my phone, because I was telling them that our thing in September is not on the calendar.
Yeah.
Really? What?
And my marketing director was like, let's get the registration up and running first. I was like, no, 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 put it on.
Hold the date.
Hold the date.
What is it?
It's on September 21st. We're doing, like, remember when we used to do Family Day right
Yeah.
at Chapal?
Yeah.
It's at Chapal. that
Yeah.
We're doing.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
We put
We're
Right,
doing a
well-
show for the school on Friday and then Saturday.
Oh,
midday for
that is
public.
awesome.
Yeah.
So like that, so the weekend before,
Yes,
time on-
which was,
Well,
you know, definitely what I was like.
because-
Yeah,
because
what time will
booked
that
is
be?
that weekend, I
Yes.
think.
Yeah, I think
Right?
they're later, right?
Yeah, that's an evening
Yeah.
thing. Wow, okay, yeah,
Do you know what time?
get it
What
on
time
there.
is your?
I think we're doing it at 1 PM.
That's a Saturday and then the Sunday too. 22nd.
Saturday only.
Family.
Sure.
Are you guys all done? We're doing it, stuff with done. Okay, good,
By no means.
good.
It's just really hard in June and then also hard in July. And
Yeah.
then August is hard for our board members to actually come.
September.
So that's kind of it. That's, but next year,
But you're.
we're totally lopsided next year. Our Joyce season is running mid-June. Like, I think we're gonna finish school and I'm gonna go to New York like the next day, basically. And so we're like mid-June into July.
Oh, interesting.
And then, so then all of our other stuff is gonna
have.
have to be,
July,
you should,
August.
I know.
Oh, the doors piece looks.
yeah, it's
The
it's
doors
really
fly out.
nice.
When
It's
is,
very
when is the
exciting.
Joyce
The Joyce, we open Tuesday, the 23rd,
of July?
2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
And we
20th.
close August 11th. The door piece is in the first week, every show. And then the second and third week, it's sporadic. So I have
Do
to
you think
tell
you're
you
trying to
dates
get
if you
bid
want to
down
see
for
them.
that?
Yeah,
Joyce is doing.
What is, the door piece, what is-
we
Yeah.
made this piece called Threshold in 2014, 15.
okay, so
Um,
I've probably seen
It's
it.
on Instagram.
It's, yeah, like you'll find it on Instagram. We never did it up here because we didn't do any theater shows at the time up here.
Okay,
And so, and it's not like, we wouldn't put it in an ASAP show,
okay,
content wise.
but you
It's
guys
not-
have done like
I don't know
full
why, Matt keeps
shows.
saying that, and I'm like, I think all the kids I remember loved it. They think the door is cool. I think we're doing it at the
It's a
family
door
matinee,
on
actually.
casters.
It's
So
like,
it's
it's like
spin
an 8-foot door, and
It
it
rotates.
swings both
Very
ways,
theatrical.
and it's
Theater people do that too.
space.
But not as cool as they do.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
people flying through the door.
You might have seen it.
That
We, I'm
sounds
sure we did
familiar.
open rehearsal-y things up here. We wouldn't
Oh,
have
when
had
is
it on a
that? Do I have
stage
that?
up here.
Okay, all right,
Um,
Open rehearsal, I have
cool.
that in my calendar, although I'm not sure if I can go.
that's very.
Yeah, what is that? That's, yeah. I don't
Open
think-
rehearsals next Wednesday, which is also not
That's
on
what-
Explore
yeah, that's
Washington, I'm guessing. I didn't. look,
Wednesday.
but
I did see it
but
posted.
That
There's a
doesn't-
poster,
Yeah,
That
and then-
doesn't sound.
What time is that at?
Yeah. 5:30 to 7 next Wednesday.
We rehearse until 6.
yeah, but we get out early for this.
You can also come
Um,
to other rehearsal times.
Uh,
Do
I've
have
some
You
people
might know
have
people.
Some people come to
Invitation.
open rehearsal and some people have open invitations.
open invitation.
I do have a
Just saying.
question, in regards to, as we're building our database for Connecticut Theater Exchange and people. how do you, or about getting email lists or getting people connect, like, do people sell those? I know a lot of times they don't.
No, and actually, we're not allowed to,
Right,
like,
I assume.
even, like the selectmen's email list.
Yeah.
So you don't give that to anybody.
Right,
Like,
sure.
Yeah.
it's the selectmen and the quarterly newsletter, and that is
Yeah.
really it, like the board email that goes out comes from the selectmen's office, like that is very restricted. And because like, when you sign up, you're saying, this is what I wanna be on.
Right,
So it's
Yeah.
giving permission. So we've done, and we can talk about this, it would be great agenda topic to talk about how to build your email list, like that's tricky, and for the 4 years now, almost, that I've been doing EDC, we've been trying to build the Explore email list and the Selectmen's for communication. Every Harvest Fest, every block party, I'm there. With a raffle, you get to raffle for this basket.
Yep.
Give me your email,
Yep.
right? We got a bunch, we did an online, it was Julia's idea, it was a Gilmore Girls gift basket of some sort.
Hmm.
And so it got shared on social media. Oh, it wasn't an email list, it was to get Instagram followers.
Yeah.
okay,
You signed up for Instagram. And you were entered in the raffle for the
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls, and because it was Gilmore Girls, the
Yeah.
hashtag, it kind of got a bigger following, and that really helped. So it's hard, you just gotta you gotta put that list out at every event you have. And then obviously, anything you guys do, anything, like the we've been trying, as Arts Council, have been trying to build our list.
Yeah.
At the block party, we got, 4 more emails, I gave them to Mandy to put on our list, right?
Luckily it didn't.
So, and we have had that out at every event that we've gone to, we got a whole page of emails. 2 pages of emails at the photo art
Yeah.
thing that we did.
yeah,
So, yeah, that's how
Okay.
you do it,
got it, yep.
but, we can share stuff.
Right.
Our
Yeah, when
list
you say-
is like
exactly.
nothing
Mhm.
compared to
That's good.
selectmen's.
Yeah, just pass on to friends
Yeah.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that, that's great, that's fine. Speaking of Gilmore Girls, do you think there would be interest or turnout to see the actor, musician who played the troubadour on the Gilmore Girls? Brantley Phillips, you know Brantley, he was,
Remember the
Okay.
troubadour? I don't
yeah,
know who that
Brantley
is.
Buffalo,
Remember his name.
Brantley Phillips, I wonder, do you think?
Do you know this person? This person would
Well,
come?
we've seen him play a few times,
Play.
and I've been in touch with his manager. And, I just wonder,
So,
like, if there'd be enough interest either through Gilmore Girls or
Right.
something like to have him play up at Gun at some point.
I think you could do pretty well with that,
Okay.
especially if it were in the fall. We have people coming from all over the country. You talk to Liz,
Yeah,
she's like, had 2 in from Texas today,
Yeah.
had 3 in from
You can spot
California
'em
today.
across the
Oh,
street.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I saw them today, they're reading the Washington sign, they come, they get the guidebook, they're looking around,
They have
mothers and
matching
daughters, friends,
yeah,
they come. So if you get it out there early enough
right,
and you hook into the Explore and they get it on social media and they hashtag all these Gilmore Girls. We had an article done. All the specifics are on the EDC's website, but it was like 3 million followers followed this
Yeah.
blogger that did a story about Washington and Gilmore Girls, like walking into the Hickory Stick and stuff, and like the amount of traffic
Because
that
it's longer,
got,
that's, you gotta.
right?
Yeah.
Like she
Yeah.
made like a little video. So
and then this
If you-
year it's like in Guilford or something like that, it moved sometimes,
been
like they have
moving.
like. the
oh, it was
convention
Maine
thing.
last year.
Was it?
It
Okay.
just, they move it around. We had it
Yeah.
once, Kent has had it.
Had it, yeah,
But so that fest, it's run by a private person who just has this fan fest.
fantastic,
But I think if you had a show with the troubadour from Gilmore Girls, and when you partnered with anybody, maybe even the Mayflower, they were so into Restaurant Week. If they did a special,
Interesting.
like
That's the
prefix
end.
menu,
Yep.
because
So
that,
that's
well,
what we
no, that's
call it.
where she stayed when she wrote it, like
Right.
it's
Right,
smaller
yeah.
than, but like if they did a prefix menu for the, like, one day.
Right.
It's like a package, like
Right.
thing, oh, and if it's not the Mayflower, it's somebody else.
Yeah,
Some kind of experience.
yeah, right.
What are you thinking of?
Well, I mean, like, I mean,
You can't be
if it's the fall, it would maybe be next fall. or
Yeah,
something like
sure,
that.
can't be
But
this
Yeah,
But
and
you
that's
think the
just
fall,
big,
yeah.
that's a Gilmore, the leaf peeping, that's a
The-
Gilmore
Leaf
thing.
Sweaters,
Leaf
yeah.
peep, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
They come all year long.
Yes, they just
They
love
do.
it.
They,
Yeah.
they really do, but that's the big one. And if you put it out there way in advance,
Right.
because they plan these
Right.
trips,
Yeah.
these mother-daughter, friends,
Yeah,
whatever
like
trips.
for October of 2025.
Yes, and
Yeah.
if, so they
Just not the
know,
Harvest Festival.
Yeah.
no,
Always.
yeah,
Indigenous
Or,
Peoples
no, or
Weekend.
you could do it on that
Right.
Saturday.
Right.
that's true, because they're
You
coming in for the Harvest
They're
Fest.
coming in
Yeah.
for you do it on Saturday.
Double billing,
Yeah.
double billing. Oh my gosh. See, yeah,
Do
stay at the
that.
Mayflower.
That's why
do
you say
that.
these things out loud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
Right.
it's Victoria, this is why we're saying these things out loud.
Yeah, no, it is, it's, well, it's like groupthink, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You talking,
Why,
like,
yeah, why I was like so intent to get these two things out, because I know I probably won't be here for August meeting,
Yeah.
just because I'm thinking of play.
yeah,
And to get the living room stuff
Yeah.
going
All right.
this year.
Good.
that
good.
sounds really fun,
It would,
and I think
I think it would be
people would,
awesome.
I think it'd be super fun.
Yeah.
He would be really he was really sweet when we talked to him. He was
and
like,
it,
it's
you
funny.
know, what would be fun is like. Cause the WBA has been talking about like, how can we lean into the Gilmore Girls a little bit more?
Yeah,
Short of having the full blown fest, which is really kind of a nightmare and didn't
probably
really
great
benefit them that much.
Yeah.
yeah,
But, you know, if we could think of some quintessential Gilmore experiences to pair with it, not a
Yeah.
whole day's worth,
right.
but like one or two.
But it would be like, him playing up a gun and in the.
Doing a
in-
performance.
Yeah, right, 400 people, it can hold.
I'm like, do we hold a
Yeah.
mock town meeting?
Yeah, shuttle bus.
Yeah, for real
It's about,
parking lot.
it's about $5,000 for him. And
Oh,
so, you know,
okay.
and then, so, and so it's just a matter of trying to partner up, or is it,
Getting the members to work.
yeah, or the other thing too is like, as I've talked to the school about some of this, I'm trying to do some cultural programming. And try to make it clear with them, like, this isn't like our ticket sales, like, it would be free for students or whatever like that, and then like a small fee for people in the
Right.
community. But you're not making your money from that,
No.
like, you're generating interest, you're creating cultural experiences.
Visibility, you're.
Visibility, you're bringing kids on, people on
Yeah.
campus, you're bringing parents on campus, right? That's the point. It's not a moneymaker. Right, and like.
Not at
make-
5,000.
No,
But you've gotta get the golf carts and all that stuff.
Yeah,
You
right.
gotta get that.
Yeah, but it could become,
See
it
your-
could be something like if you tied in the Gilmore Girls, that it does become something of a moneymaker either for the business.
Maybe, I
association
mean, the
or-
thing is that theater still only seats so many people.
Yeah.
How much are you gonna
Yeah.
charge for tickets?
I know,
Right? But I feel like the WBA has talked about how do we do something, so
Well.
So the other
divided by
partnering,
400 is
the
$12.50.
other-
Yeah.
That's pretty cheap.
what?
yeah,
5,000 divided by 400 is $12.50.
so,
Oh,
yeah, it wouldn't,
the
be-
seats 400?
yeah, it seats 420,
So that is,
Yeah.
that's
So if
actually
you
very
can
low.
sell it out,
yeah,
you could actually make some money. And I feel like tacking on a few extra experiences that you either do
love
or
this
don't,
idea.
it brings people, it's
He's
a
an
reason to
artist.
come from out of
He's a
town.
visual
he,
artist.
he's also a painter, yeah, so
Painter?
like you said,
Okay,
right?
but
Like,
he doesn't have to do it. I'm just saying, like,
right,
if you're gonna get somebody to fly in from Tennessee,
he is
they wanna-
from Nashville, there you go, well done.
Well,
I did
Where
not
he
know
lives
that.
now, that's where he
But,
lives now.
right, you wanna make sure that they're hosting, tea at the Mayflower, a
Yeah.
special lunch.
Yep.
That they can participate in, and
Yep.
maybe there's a mock town hall meeting, or there's a knitting circle,
yeah,
or there's
go to
a.
Lisa and have a knitting circle
Yeah,
in the yard.
Yeah,
and-
yeah,
Right,
exactly.
like, so they can have
all
an
the books are out at the
experience.
Hickory Stick and.
Yeah, well, they already have
They already
Rory's
have-
reading list
yeah,
and stuff,
exactly.
but maybe there's an author that there's
Yeah.
something else that.
You just connect with the business and say, this is when we're gonna bring them in, and do you wanna
Yeah.
lead something?
Yeah, what,
How do we, partner on this a year up? That would be great. Awesome.
Yeah,
That sounds
because I
exciting.
think that brings the people from farther, right?
Yeah.
So they want the full experience.
Right. And a year out, they can start to plan for that.
Let's get to find a place to stay.
Well, I don't know where.
The Mayflower will donate a room.
Yeah.
No, it's one guy.
Well, yeah,
They'll donate a room.
They'll donate his room.
yes.
Oh, I know, I meant for people.
People
to-
But
Oh, yeah.
there's two new inns
People
coming,
come to-
coming online in
In
Litchfield.
Litchfield, I just learned that.
And,
That's great.
yeah, so I don't know where all these visitors stay, truthfully.
I know.
'cause they-
I don't know.
Not here,
Yeah,
but.
it's not-
All right,
Every time.
so that was some really great brainstorming,
Yep.
and are we ready to adjourn?
I think we're ready to adjourn.
Ready.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
8:30.
So,
Yeah, on topic content.
8:35,
We have a-
let's adjourn.